Rick.
Yeah, Bill, taking the conversation in a different direction, you're nationally recognized as an expert on ballot access laws and ballot access issues. Could you describe for us the process it took for you to get your name on the ballot, and then compare Virginia's laws to other states and whether it's good or bad?
I am on the ballot with 3 other people, 2 of them from major parties, and they did not have to petition to get on the ballot because now they would have actually if they had nominated by primary. The Republicans and the Democrats, actually I'll have to give them credit, they would have to, if the Democrats and Republicans had nominated by primary, they would have been required, the people who want to get on the ballot, to circulate a petition to get 10,000 valid signatures of registered voters from around the state and at least 400 valid signatures from each of the 11 congressional districts, the 11 U.S. House districts in Virginia. But they nominated by convention, both of them, so they didn't have to do that. There's another person on the ballot. Her name is Gail Parker. She's an independent Green. She and I had to get 10,000 valid signatures of registered voters in Virginia and also get 400 valid signatures from each of the 11 congressional districts. Bob Lynch was was in fact my #1 petitioner sitting right here. Without Bob Lynch, I wouldn't be on the ballot, that's for sure. But that, I tell you, between the 2 of them, 10,000 valid sigs is tough, but the district requirement, the distributional requirement, that's pretty tough. I mean, believe me, getting 400 valid sigs from each congressional district around the state is pretty tough. I would say that, and it's the same for president, by the way, to get the Libertarian presidential ticket on the ballot, also took 10,000 valid signatures and 400 from each of the 11 congressional districts. Virginia, some states have a party petition, whereby you circulate one petition and it qualifies an entire party for the ballot. Virginia is one of about 10 to 12 states, something like that, that does not have a party petition. Each candidate has to circulate a separate petition in Virginia. So for instance, next year in 2009, when there are 3 statewide offices up, governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general, if the Libertarian Party were to run candidates for all 3 offices, and I don't know whether we will, but if we were, we would have to circulate 3 different petitions, getting 10,000 signatures for each petition. And as far as where Virginia comes in, I would rate Virginia about the middle of the pack, maybe a little worse. I mean, in terms of, certainly Virginia in terms of staying on the ballot. Here's the thing. Virginia is among the worst when it comes. In fact, there's only one state that's worse, and that's Alabama at 20%. But I would have to get, for the Libertarian Party to become a recognized party here in Virginia, I would have to get 10% of the vote for U.S. Senate. And that would qualify the Libertarian Party to be a qualified party for the next 2 statewide elections, which would be 09, there's no statewide in 10, there's no statewide in 11, and 12 there'll be a statewide. So we would have, in this situation, ballot status for through the November 2012 election. People talk about the wasted vote syndrome. I mean, I'm a big sponsor, if you will. I talk up instant runoff voting as a solution to the wasted vote syndrome, where you rank your candidates, first choice, second choice, third choice, as many or as few as you like, and then if somebody gets a majority of first choice votes, they win the election. You've got a majority of first choice votes, but if nobody has a majority of first choice votes, they begin a vote transfer process, eliminating candidates from the bottom up and transferring each voter's vote to their next choice candidate. And so if somebody wanted to vote Libertarian with their first choice and the second choice Republican, if they wanted to do that, then the vote for the Libertarian would transfer to the Republican if the Libertarian were eliminated before the Republican in the vote transfer process. And they do this until somebody has a majority of votes. That's called instant runoff voting. It does away with the spoiler effect, and it does away with the so-called wasted vote syndrome for minor party and minor party and independent candidates. But there's reason enough because with most of the states, parties retain ballot status. For instance, North Carolina changed their law for the better recently. North Carolina is much more difficult than Virginia, but they have a party petition. But it took 69,000 valid signatures and changed. between 69 and 70,000 ballot signatures to qualify the Libertarian Party for the ballot in North Carolina this year. But to stay on the ballot, they changed the law and reduced the law from 10% for president or governor to remain on the ballot to 2%. And the Libertarian Party is the only minor party on the ballot in North Carolina this year. We have Bob Barr as our presidential candidate. We have a tremendous gubernatorial candidate, Mike Munger, who is the chairman of the political science department at Duke University. The last time I heard, he was polling 6% for governor in North Carolina. I am hoping, believe me, that one of them, and probably bigger chance probably for Munger than Barr, but if one of them gets 2%, then we will be a qualified party for the next 4 years in North Carolina. That will probably save the Libertarian Party over the next 4 years. I'm going to estimate $175,000 or $200,000 in ballot access costs. It'll be a major boon to us. So that's reason enough to vote for a minor party candidate to try to affect that. Roy.